So getting ready to install this in preparation of the Tesla Model 3 delivery. Bought this from an electrician off of Facebook Marketplace. A customer, I guess, decided they didn't need it. Got myself a wafer 50 amp, and we'll dig through this in a few minutes. So I think I'm going to put the charger on the exterior somewhere in this vicinity, because I have an existing 50 amp circuit in my unfinished basement. So I'm just going to pop this out, get through the other side. Little side note here, this used to be a gas little Kobelco Super Shovel SS. We've since converted it to electric. It's got it had a 3.5 Kawasaki gas engine in it, and now it has a 1.5 horse electric. It's a lot of fun for the kids. Take this cover off here in a minute. It's not a labeled circuit. I'm gonna have to turn the one I think it is off and verify that there's no power. So I'm pretty sure it's this one, so I've turned it off. And now we're gonna go test and make sure I'm correct before I get sparky fingers. Well, to get started here, this is the tool that we'll need and see if there's power's been cut. All right, let's see if I successfully killed the power. It appears that I have. So now he gets to play. He loves it. Pull this outlet out of here. All right, now let's just double check. Ground and one leg. Yeah, I'd touch it. We're good now. So let's get this outlet disconnected. So the wall connector is a 3-wire hookup, ground and 2 legs. So that neutral is just gonna get taped off inside the box. Of course, our ground will get fed through. So I actually think that's a pretty good height as to where I want it mounted on the exterior. I just want to see, because of the wood siding, where it's going to line up for punching that through, because it looks like the wire comes from over here. So I can move it over here or wherever I need to, but I'm just going to put a stick underneath here to mark, and then I'll go outside and take a look. So yes, I verified that exactly where this box is a really good spot to go out. I'm going to box off real quick and pull that wire out of there if I can find where I put my hammer. All right, never trust anything but a good east wing, because I guess it's not an east wing, it's an est wing. But best hammer I've ever had. Box out. So full disclaimer, I'm not an electrician. I know enough to get everybody shocked. I was an apprentice for about 2 years back in my younger years, but I always keep, stuff in my truck, constantly wiring low voltage stuff, work trailers and things like that. But just noticed it says never use on a live circuit, and I've done that, so I don't know why they would put this on here if they didn't want you working on live circuits. A while ago, I changed this box from one plug to another, and I did it hot and never had an issue. We got zapped bound. We'll find out. Maybe later we'll test it. There we go. So, yeah, it looks like we got plenty of wire to poke through the hole there. Might even have to shorten it once we go out to the wall connector. Looks like this is gonna work pretty good. I'm gonna go get ready to pop some holes here, and we'll get working on this. All right, so now it's time to unpack this a little bit. Got my 50 amp breaker. That's what I'm gonna use because I only have number 6 wire. I know that they claim per code that you can go up to a 60 amp because 6 in Romex is rated at 55 amps and they allow you to round up. But I want to be on the safe side, and It's just a couple miles per hour charging rate difference. This is a mounting plate. We have our drill bits. This looks like standard security Torx bits. Some grommet plugs. I think this is the part that I need right now. I believe this just gonna get mounted. Sorry. It's just gonna get mounted on the side there. It looks like the mounting holes are right there. Probably gonna use that, looks like a 3/4 inch hole to run our wire in and hook up right here. So you can see it's ground, line 1 and line 2. There is no hookup for neutral. All right, so I'm going to take this cover off to explore a little bit. It comes with some of these box opening closures, plugs. I don't think I'm gonna have to use this because this bracket you mount onto the wall and then it mounts on to these points. And I believe I'm going to be able to use one of these rear access openings with the correct box connector. But I'm going to take this off now. Box to catch our screws in. I'll find that in a minute. Time to take this off of video. Okay, now we have that off. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 6 screws to take out. They included, you'll need, although most of us probably already have them. Get the old one out of here. Really in there. There we go. Well, take these out. Let's wait for it to focus. And Milwaukee's not paying me, but these are some legit tools. Really like them. I have a lot of them now in varying service vehicles, and they've never let us down. It's super light, well balanced, and a couple different battery options. This is the small battery. It works nice for just projects like this. All right, so I determined that we're going to use this access, and we're not going to even be using this because we don't need to, because it's rear entry. This is going to be our mounting bracket. So I don't have any box connectors here, but so I'm going to take this along for size. I have a trusty neighbor. He is brilliant, and he's not home right now, but we're just going to go in his garage and find what we need. So we brought the four-wheeler up to Einstein's house. Go in here and find the electrical connectors we need, or possibly in the back of the Land Cruiser. And that's not just an ordinary Land Cruiser. That one has a 6BT Cummins in it. I just made markings where this mounting bracket will go. You can see there. And now I need to mark where I'm going to drill my hole through. Alright, so I have the mounting bracket installed. I think 4 screws is more than enough. And I drilled a hole. I'm going to put some silicone or caulk in there. It's been like that for a long time, but might as well do it right. So now I am going to mount a wall connector to the mounting bracket. They included these screws. Looks like my hole lines up perfectly. Well, get the drill on it. Pretty solid. I think that's an awesome place for it. I am going to run a stick of conduit inside and run the wires through. It'll all be watertight, and then I'll probably end up caulking it from the inside. Got this 1-inch sweeping 90 that I thought I would need for in the wall. But now it looks like I'm just gonna cut off a section of this, get me through the wall, and watertight. All right, so I have my wires out here. Like I said earlier, this is a 3-wire system. So the neutral is just going to be taped off here in the box. We're gonna use black and red in our ground. So line 1, line 2, and the ground is way down there. Let's get this wired up here. Alright, we got the ground done. So now we got to decide if we want black number 1 or number 2. Don't think it really makes a difference. We can get line 1 in. Yeah? What's up, bud? Alright, let's do line 2. We got that one. So now the neutral isn't getting used, so we'll just stuff it up in there for now. I already read the manual, and for 40 amp output, this needs to be on number 8. The reason for that is I have a 50 amp breaker. Dip switches are where they're supposed to be. Cover on this and go flip the breaker and see what we got. All right, so we're gonna try to put this cover on without losing any screws. Oops, there goes one. So there's rubber grommet seal the whole way around that seals that. So far everything seems to be super well put together. Gonna go get that last plastic cover and we'll put that on real quick. I'm gonna put this decorative cap on. Pretty good. Got a little set screw here. And by the way, all of the screws go into metal threads. Yeah, that's awful pretty. All right, so I need to jout this 30 amp wafer breaker for this 50. Had this off the other day. Feels like that's a pretty safe. That's right. So we'll put black on top again. Loosen these up. So again, full disclaimer, in doubt, call your electrician. Alright, those are nice and tight. This is probably the easiest part of the entire job. we go. Flip it on and go see what color our lights are. So, nothing sounds like it's tripped, so I didn't cross anything too hard. So of course I wouldn't be human if I didn't make at least one mistake. I forgot to hook up a little wire that powers this light. I get to take all those screws back off. So it's this little plug right here, supposed to just plug that in. And we got a green light. All right, just put this cover back on for the third time. We got a green light.